grabbed nothing? You grabbed nothing? That's just messed up. Cast a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You can stay in the moment forever. Wake up now for the first culinary school no time. I feel this one. Alright, we'll do that one. Noodle. Noodle, hello. For learning, your mind begins to wander. I mean, this chicken's kind of serious, so I think I have to take it seriously. Get away from you. The noise, I know, the chicken. The rooster. Better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. Let's get some chapstick on. Is this like the settings? What is this? Okay, well, let's turn some of this down a little bit. Burns my ears. Much better. Alright, you bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized, nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Ah, yes, just what you needed to get your blood flowing. A KFC biscuit. What are you playing on VR? Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. Cute. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Acute Jiro. You're excited? Are you excited for your first day for the rest of our lives? Actually, I'm sure I am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, I ate it, and I couldn't taste it. Any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by master chef parents, she always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies, playing together, you rescued me from that quicksand box. It's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. VR chat. It's gonna be good. Thanks. Thank you for the cheese. The cheese. Okay. But with University of Cooking School Academy of Learning's famous 3-day only semesters. 3-day only semesters? I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. I wish my semester was 3 days. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you prep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? We are going to pep talk her. Yep. Remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had her tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower? And the other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to see a handsome fellow I can call my own. She's still crying. I'm sure you will soon. In no time, we'll be graduating and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Don't forget about the bow. Can you believe I cut Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when somebody smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey. It's Ashley. Your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave a cute churro's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. You can't stand Ashley. I can't read it any other way. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than anyone else. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van Vine. The madman has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight, you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. Van Van? You ring? You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Look at his little star, dude. He's like in a whole fit, and then he's got a star for hair. They look super similar, like they're siblings. But like, we don't know. I don't know. Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off. So you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oh. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. Love you. I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Cute. Hi, Pop. I'm a cute churro, so... Are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kinda cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. Oh my god, he's adorable! A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place on the podium in the front of the class. Adorable! Look at it. They agree. Everyone knows. Now, quiet down, everyone. God, I've never played a dating sim before, and this is just so good. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be... You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSall. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around. as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside of the classroom. Oh no. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sandals interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog. Before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. Okay. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to beat across your brow, and you feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be sweaty sweat. Sweaty sweats a lot. Maybe you should open up that window and back up before faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Hold on, just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? Faucet pits. That's the choice. Oh, besides, when a cute churro sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at all that shimmer. You take a moment to clean yourself up. Okay. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Persephone. Professor Dog steeps. Oh god, it's starting to go downhill now. Steps in to settle the class down and get some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. Look how he's like, yes, the tiny food, I can't wait. When all is said and done, there will be a battle. You'll lift your spots and become sporks. You'll lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Student. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss. Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is the third year I'm in this school. With you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students, and tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town in his tiny wheels. You turn to see Sparkles? Oh. You turn to see the student Sparkles is referencing to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzz, brr. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. Chicken snack. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat in your pocket. Chicken snack. You reach into your apron, you return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, well, well. I think there might be some competition for your new student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other student eyeing you jealously and pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds opened to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Miriam. Hey, cute churro, there's still a seat here. And it seems that no one has claimed the seat next to me if you're interested. Oh, no. But he offered. He offered, so what am I supposed to do? Fridge. But if I'm trying to get close to Colonel Sanders, then I have to pick Colonel Sanders. Go, Colonel. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me the seat. I only had two rules. If only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you'll ever get the feeling of accomplishing something. Like he's like a philosopher. He's like, yes, these are my rules. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Yeah. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz. Yeah, a pop quiz about me. It's incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz. Will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knife sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. That's right. Why do we have to look at Pop for that? Did Pop not wash his hands? That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel meat? Oh my god. Anything, as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. But I like this one too. Pancake that looks like a smiley face. I like pancake, but it's probably this one. As long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. But I would have liked a smiley face pancake. Sprinkle's a good boy? Yes, he's a good boy. He is the best boy. That's right. Perfect score, 5 out of 5. Wow, be honest. Did you cheat? You look you look up to see Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess. I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, you cute churro. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at all. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. Beans, come here. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Navi, you gotta come up here. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. Navi. She just up and left me. But shh. Lunch. She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but where the rumors true is this. Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head and its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried in a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. I worked at like a Taco Bell KFC, and you have to take like this whole thing, like the training video. They really like embed it in you that there's 11 herbs and spices. It's just a part of you now. You look around and notice that every student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I say about that. Look at his little face. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just drafting the last will and a testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. Look at his... Oh! Oh my god, I love his face. Oof, my knee. You wait to see what singer Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, I was just like writing in a diary. Dear diary. Today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at the moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. Yeah. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, if you don't want Auntie and me, I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes glow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Dude, look at this anime face. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you into another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Try and identify every flavor, savor the moment, everything that tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. Focus on the moment. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. But do I want to know about his culinary heart or every flavor? I might get close. I might get close if I do the heart. I think you're correct. You feel pure, heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Approach Colonel Sanders. Give me like 2 seconds. I gotta do something. Bum bum bum. Smell. Okay, Colonel Sanders smells ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. Look, cute! He's got a chicken on his cane. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. You've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You see that disgusted face he just gave me? You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? I gotta reread that. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't be fun. Shouldn't learning be fun? Aww. You've got moxie, I'll give you that. I don't know why that didn't compute in my brain for a second. Colonel Sanders looks both ways as you make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use blank. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Wow. Blank. Wow? You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in the huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared while everyone else is still in the cafeteria. You decide to look for him. Find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Oh, he's crying. Alone together for the first time, you figure now this is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. Yeah, I don't know if I want to neg him to show him your... Yeah, and I'm not trying to mess with the 11, you know, herbs and spices. So we're gonna be this one. Well, I just wanted to tell you I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Churro. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking area where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Yeah, look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we can get to show off our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff? What if I totally blow it? We're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans. You're going to earn with your signature adorably tiny food creations. She cries a lot. Don't cry, Miriam. Welcome, students, to the cooking area. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over you, but unable to control herself, you pronounce... Oh, you pounce on Colonel Xander's... Oh. No. Sad. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two. A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Ah, big stretchies. Maybe you wanna... Maybe be my partner? Aww. Sure, cute churro. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep boop bazoos. See you, Noodle. Oh my, two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. Looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friends' duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you'll pay for not being alone forever. Do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Pop. I think we're parting with Pop today. Pop gives a big smile as he steps onto the same station as Miriam. I'm a chef. He holds up a banana and without peeling it proudly eats the entire thing. It's disconcerting, but Miriam is too kind to act grossed out. I love your enthusiasm, Pop. She looks at you like, really, this kid? Yeah. But it's too late to change your choice now. Yeah, but the other guy's just like an appliance, you know what I mean? Alright, you two, for today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish? Hi, Beans. Come here. Up, up. Up, up, up. Come here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Bean. I've always been grandma. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red, embarrassed, and quickly turn her away. Navi, what are you doing? Okay, gee, come here. Up here, instead. I'll give you love if you come up here. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Are you coming up here or not? Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? Do you want pets or not? You're just staring. I don't know what to do about that. Where's cooking partners? Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? No, geez, Van Van. While I'm over here crushing acute Charles' dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of... You're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. What's the deal, you remember? Colonel Sanders returns. Arms full of peeled potatoes, he tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Look at his crying. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. I can't say it any other way. Van Van, are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. I looked like a cute churro was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand, and know how it is. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I don't know. The like see-through part throws me off, man. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get my level. Ha! Doubt it. Burn. Don't be rude, Van Van. I really like her like little chicken legs on her thigh highs though. It's kind of cute. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to how do I say it? Concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you then. Oh no, I'm going into a different accent now. This thing that was positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel? Oh my god, she needs to stop talking because I can't stick with it with the attitude, man. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going... Every time I read her name or like have to say anything in her voice, my brain just goes stupid. It's really going at you hard. You need to ask someone for backup here before things go ugly. Shiz. We pick... But he doesn't know you, so like we're gonna have to pick. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners have chosen to be at the beginning of class. Let's respect to the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders and confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements from contracts and handshakes. I took on a cute churro as my partner for this activity and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has a cute churro's natural talent. or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn, those cute corgis in their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes with a perfectly creamy mashed texture, and with plenty of buttercream for flavor. Plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand, holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of potatoes, mashed potatoes. The result looks spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out for you. You reach out and grab a hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping spoonful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you with the Colonel's to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage, without thinking, you fling the spork full of mashed potatoes right onto Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something, do something. Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified. Oh no, I clicked it on accident. Hold on right there, cute churro. We do not waste food in the broom cooking area. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd better be prepared to eat it wherever it lands. Can I hash potatoes, face? Van rushes back over, covered a covered dish in his hand. It's mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. I don't know, I was having a hard time. Braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you'll all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't. Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think octopus was rushed, and it may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Oh my god! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, and then almost immediately back into his oblivious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd as they are as motionless as statues. The class bell what is going on? The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated inoculated him against poisonous of all kinds. Cool. Emily knows how to read, obviously. I'm not sure what the professors here make enough. If the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Santos approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. Follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow, and then speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today? Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Akutaro? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream. But one day, I'd be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working hard on that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them all like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you. Shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and to be the star of the story. Are you forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me, just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me, because I'm a monster, see? He's rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based sequence. What will you do? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upsets Spork Monster. It's very cursed. I know, it's super cursed. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy on you. You take 1 damage. I want to attack again. You decide to go on the attack. It worked last time, right? Cook with love. Takes 1 damage. Spork Monster is really feeling threatened by your attack. Spork Monster focuses his mashed mind and draws his energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you just respond? I'm gonna defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. Okay. You hold your head between your hands and mutter, "This is not happening. This is not happening." Spork Monster is no quitter, buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses utilitensel. Spork monster uses utilitensel. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Buff up? No one can control this much buffness. You start to feel Navi. Bloated and quite, frankly, a little gassy. You'd better attack soon. You're likely to explode. Sorry, there's a cat in the way. You decide to go on the attack. Chow down. Chow down does 2 damage. A powerful blow. Spork monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is Navi's in the way going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork monster prepares for the ultimate attack. Rounded edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Yeah. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot pie power pinch. Pot pie power pinch does 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork monster spews steam into the night. Finish him. No student will ever walk the quad in fear again. The monster messed with the wrong chef. Attack. Ready for your final attack? You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction. Student loan debt destruction does dead damage. Spork monster is completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Akutaro. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at the first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's Book of Magic Spells with golden chicken on the cover. With a golden chicken on the cover? You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. Borko, that sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Give me 2 seconds. The image of Colonel Sanders, oh my gosh, how many times do I have to say that? Flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, introducing your love. Dreams are weird. Instructing your love. You awake on day 2, attempt to process the wild visions you've had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was a secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You made up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the Spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know I might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Pop. Like him? Like him? Like? I know it sounds like I'm moving too fast, but there's something about him I like him. I like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Now that not only that, he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders enlisted in the army when he was only 3? Not only that, but he founded a special unit of super soldiers who all wear the same hats just because he put on a hat one time and thought it looked cool. But Colonel Sanders doesn't even wear a hat. He wears a ribbon tie. Either way, maybe I'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student ever attend University of Cooking School, Company for Learning. You're a thing now. You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Haha, you did? Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real? Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. There's a dramatic echo in here. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Yeah. Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in a botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some. To show me what he meant. He said it was a powerful powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice and met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with him, a very strange feeling came over me. The flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, and we've stayed in touch. You know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides that, I only know one ingredient, so I doubt I'd be much use to anyone. Cough, fibber, cough. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or Colonel Sanders. Make up a fake ingredient. What do you think? You quickly think of a fake ingredient. I don't know about how about. It was Eye of Newt. I know. Sounds like some kind of witch's potion. But what can I do? What can you do? Eye of Newt? Wow. Her eyes light up, imagining a thing, and you figure that you're satisfied with your curiosity and you'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm what she she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you were interrupted. A wind rushed in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school on a horse. Horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently in its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful butte you have. I mean, what a horseful butte you have? Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, a cute churro gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not happening. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile. Oh, no. Gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. You enter the classroom and you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know it must be really bad. There's a fried chicken bucket up there. Like counterfeiting recipes. Recipes bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. Summoning a demon bad? Summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder. But he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm sure you're not ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Their comebacks, their insults are just too good. Act like you're not interested in them, but really try to get a closer look. You sit near the rivals, but they leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van mutter something about the sound that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. Ahem. It's time for class. You're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, I have to like get into it. Have fun. Thanks for being around and just like chatting. I just accidentally clicked her words, but it's okay. I'm not sure if you know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than the culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. What the flip is that? Panache? Panache. Oh, panache. Goodness gracious. It doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding and instantly recognize it. It's a book that just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are something. I missed it because I clicked it on accident. They're secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. Before you can dig in any further, you are interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzz, womp. Who do you think you are Who do you think you're talking? Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such a language. Not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother has a stand mixer. Was a stand mixer. Whir. Bzz, bzz. Navi, you're in front of the words. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazy men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant, so she bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely she must know that this is a ruse. Surely he must know this is ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena. At least. Don't, honestly. What do I care? You've got lofty character aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of class day. of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Do you just require all these pets right now? Okay. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I went to the morning chasing a car all around town. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs were very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why, in 1776, the singing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. You can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, but you miss a lot of the important parts. When you come to Sparkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, a cutero. Naturally, this appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample? Navi? Shoot, I don't know what I want to sample. Brightly colored pepper stands out to you from the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way, and naturally, you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body's not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. By Fred. Oh. This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Oh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you do is... Cough, cough. I was saying to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Cough, cough. Sorry, I think I've got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. Cough. To fulfill. Cough. The prophecy! Cough, cough. You must. You feel yourself to begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Sure. Bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Good one, Van. I like your gumption, the cute churro. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students. Please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Just then, a huge light blasts in your face, flashing the words timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Aroo! I stand corrected. The, the hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And it's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now it's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had this chicken, and you made mashed potato. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on one day, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. The timer runs out. You'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? That's wrong. I don't know. What are you thinking, Kyuchiro? You get your head in the game? You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11. That's right. You might know all the ingredients, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now you've got some basic steps going. It's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Trust? It's wrong. Begging you to get this together. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up this pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from, and every day that you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? Oh no, I didn't get to pick. You guys, I'm gonna get it. Oh god. Uh-oh. Gratitude. Oh, try to shut out the noise of the arena, focusing on your cooking. Bubbling. Oh. I believe in you, Kyuchiro. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget about everything you're doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. So many spoonfuls of gravy take it off to traditional bathing. Ah, okay. What are you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. And cookbook, which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You should... Oh, God. How am I supposed to read it that fast? So you do the crowd grasps. Yikes. Bzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes it means sacrificing the personal touch. Or you might not have any hands, but a Kyuchiro does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by doing it the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer and rescue your dough before it's over mixed. Oh no! You're not fast enough, your hand gets stuck and immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is the easy way can turn out much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. It can't simply go on. Aw, that's too bad. Here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of cute Churro's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose I should at least tell us what you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to the dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellent. I went to a different. Tells you a story of excellence. I was going to ask a cute churro to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, wouldn't you mind lending me your strong, sturdy hand? Colonel Sanders pours the chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Oh, that's cool. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese quartet atop a slice of honeycomb ice cream, 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry glaze. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued and perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places his sauce-covered finger to his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize it. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash as they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. What? Embarrassed and ashamed of your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried eyebrow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him and he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. You should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked over paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I failed as a mule handler. The one especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie, and well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved that I was going to amount to something. So no amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone, something to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I'll create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeals. Hey! Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scared. From the night before, you prepare for the worst. I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, but I, Gorko, am here to avenge him. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so not really. We're pretty much equal in every way. Why do you ask? On the same page as you? It is that we beat Borko pretty easily, and I don't think we have much of a chance. I don't think you have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think that Akuchura is saying is, can't we just be friends? Life's too short for making enemies. I suppose we really don't need to fight. It's just that I've got these pointed teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you'd like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this. Chasu biscuits into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature who stands here today. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, He was a chihuahua. Well, no, I was a chihuahua, but I was still a student at this school until one day some mean kids with a magic spell book casted an enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. Magic spell book. Precisely. Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you to... What did he say? Respect it? You're a powerful chef, and you shouldn't rely on such dark, evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile, something. If you need me, don't fear, I'll be there. It sounds like we have some bad cook. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. A cute churro. Together, I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. Personal invite. You can imagine the Colonel Sanders home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure, as if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made a decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you ever been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there's something. It's just a side dish, but I've been tinkering with it, trying to find the right balance of flavors, textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up, and he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy, both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you? You decide that you're ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you've decided to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of the Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until the spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire the taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now that there'd be perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room, there are various items you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. You gaze at the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just as the ghost of a student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. What? Why would I avenge you? I can just tell you my name right now. It's... Can you say in the middle of something? You open the window just a crack, and the ghost student is swept out into the breeze. Tap on an item to discover more about the colonel. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it is real. Taxidermy must have been important to the Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note was clipped onto the chicken's foot, and it reads, "The true state bird of great state of Kentucky. The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on an item. That must be where he keeps the secret recipe. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? An adorable little boy crawls across the floor from the goatee and mustache combo he sports. You figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person that will make their own face for the logo of the company they founded, am I right? Shiz. Closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one of it. Oh. Why am I trying on his stuff? Why am I being so snoopy? The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in its scent, and say that home is where the heart is. This is what they meant. Before you can look... Oh, God. Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. Aww. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh. Well, cute. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. Just got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. Smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow and you should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Akutaro? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. You should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Zzz. Oh my god, cute. You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Do you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that we could change the rest of our life. Your thoughts are interrupted by when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast in your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I whipped up. It's meticulous. You could taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When your turn, he's waiting to ask you asking you an important question. So would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace could be the world's greatest gift to the cookery. I'm gonna flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes into the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner could be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears and able to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy of Learning awaits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
Where have you been?
Because
I had one heck of a night. I was desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you.
It's okay, I was just...
But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you to get up to speed on the saga of Miriam.
Sure, but...
You'll not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date.
I think I can believe that.
Since I'd been partnered up with Pop, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him you'd better harness those wild horses, young man. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I could get to know the little guy. Long story short, he took me on his favorite shush house, and things got quickly spiraled out of control.
Did she really just say shush house? As if it's a thing people just say? What is that? What is she referring to?
No, I'm not really sure where we stand.
You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him.
You what?
Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on his goal. Click. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to your separate ways. When you arrive to school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might... Where did my fork go? Well, that's kind of gross. Navi knocked my fork down. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop.
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles, it's a dog and a treat.
You can get your swirly dip tail. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? If you got some nerve, acute churro, suggesting I'd pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words. I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. It doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives and just appears. Things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Cuchuro, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her?
But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you're passionate about your food how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, cute churro. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself.
Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel.
I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Akutaro. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel about the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered from yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa,
that's that book? It looks like bad news.
It's something I found lying around. I would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff.
A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if they weren't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered in arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that says it would erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, that would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final.
That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger?
Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it. Take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, awaiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. You reach into your backpack and grab some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheet of paper like it was a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. Ahem, I apologize for the outburst. I know it seemed cliche, but not much in this world satisfies me like ungraded work. My cute churro, were you studying something with cinnamon? I've been sitting in on a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Akutaro, for reminding me of the dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom, you see. Come here. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over in the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by sad whimpering coming from the back of the room.
I told you to save it for after class. But I miss you. We went on a date, Pop, and how can you miss me when I'm right here?
Pop's voice quivers and he pleads in the case of Miriam.
Every time I blink, you go away again.
That's a really cute thing to say, Miriam. But what happened between you and Pop?
I got her in trouble and now she's mad at me. I didn't get into trouble. I got yelled at by Pop's mother. She blames you for getting him banned from every museum we set foot in.
Oh, that's what you meant by shush house.
Pop, we went on one date. We're over. And I meant it so much, and it meant so much to me that I made this for you.
There's an egg in there. Too hurt to go on arguing, Pop leaves his creation behind and runs out of the room. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pal over the final day of the school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on this title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all at the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay?
Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is a silly little boy. I know you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up and imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs. She hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me.
Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for the both of us, whoever else you want to bring along. It's not Pop or Clink or anyone. If it's not Pop or Clink or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? There's a special person who shouldn't settle. You're a special person who shouldn't settle for this first someone to show a little interest in you anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes her tears from her cheeks. I really should review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. I bet the professor dog is gonna love it. While you were prep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge test. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van, supposed to be Man. The supposed Man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of recipe you've been working on, the Acute Churro's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Acute Churro, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just making it all. Just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know, it was a pot pie just from the smell. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, it's burning? Oh no, I can smell that it was made with helping a lot of DLC, but it couldn't start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Pot pie I've ever tasted. It's always I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is just about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley preparing widely elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, and he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts as at a full 10 out of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth.
Best friend, Baster Blaster.
Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin.
Let's rock and roid.
Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray and with lightning speed.
Shallow personalities, spectacular.
Even Clank gets in on it. Does he actually talk? 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. When did Clank speak English, right? It's the singularity as it was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, as for the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the area. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has put her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. You should take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic. Yeah. Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do this the hard way. Chosen to win your own terms and gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Believe in you, a cute churro. Miriam notices too.
And I always believed in you, cute churro, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever.
You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking?
Tiny food, short cook time is actually already done, so I thought I'd help you.
Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
It's the secret ingredient.
However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up, and where in the world did she get I have knew from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backward, and the watery noodles begin to swirl in the air. What does she need noodles for? Oh, mac and cheese. In the air, bubbling up in a dark cloud, and it thickens, congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, what happened to Gorko? What happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spark monsters are many. I thought Gorko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. Your crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spark Monster notices you've got the Grimmer stashed beneath your cooking station. Grimmer. See what you're up to. Crisscrossed some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles into the pot of salt water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be the top chef. Actually, you know, when I was like a little spork pup back in old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell you a long story involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that in the monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and then when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep within yourself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives. Yes, acute troll, you're the chosen one. You will avenge me! The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery! You're good, tomato. I think I'm almost done with this game, actually. We're in the final exam right now. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything, except turn back time, which should be super useful because you're powering up your chicken pot pie overcooked in while you're powering up your pot pie overcooked in the oven, and it can't be served. But don't worry, dear cute hero. You may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station, and he stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up. You're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With the time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off-scene, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging from a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get out from under there right now. From down there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, how am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's all exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks, clank! Where did the pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. You see, must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish.
I made tender udon noodles in a savory soup.
My word, this is delicate. It's the teeny tiny Naruto maki. Naruto maki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl.
Yes, chef.
Please call me Sprinkles, chef. Is my father's name.
Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs the dish and before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal was devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish that has so much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed, so she gives you a big, huge hug.
Thank you, cute show, for helping me believe in myself.
Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin's shell. Axe-hewn urchin's shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one of the urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. There's a bird in my bed. Doesn't it look cool? Give me a second. I grab bird. Where did you? Okay, well, there's a candle right there, so can we not? You crazy. Herb. Alright. Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grr. Finally, Sprinkles goes in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Oh no. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. I was about to talk with a lisp still. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure the swollen tongue of another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student. Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight on a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad.
Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you'd please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Kyuchiro? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, wait. So many accents. I must say, it is beautiful. However, it's a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the hungry. I suppose you can smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You're disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last time you've heard of me either! If the class gets much smaller, I'd be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders are the final cooks. Step up together. What began as a bowl of ridiculous mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeballing the bowl. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays. Just when I thought I'd see everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing? Completely blow me away. I'm in my 49 dog years of life. I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the glass. You pass. Everyone gathers around and everyone partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem so transcendent in this reality in another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van and Ashley have drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon the mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return from the last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria is completely redecorated in order to serve the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive, high-tech cooking area, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ dog in the house. You know that Sprinkles is a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist who knows you can't teach a dog an old tricks. Van and Ashley. I like her shirt. I need me one of those shirts. Tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. Very interesting people. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed in this graduation. It's clearly written on the school's bylaws. I was actually never a ghost. I was just a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monsters is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer everyone to refer to me as my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to the Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she fell in love with her cooking, and you know she's gonna be great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop.
I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma. So we had it mailed directly to your father and figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And now we get a new wig on... And we get a new wig on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such.
Miriam, will you be my lady king?
An incredible turn of events, an offer to join the royal family. It's like a dream come true. You'll get to be a princess or maybe a queen. I'm not sure if he even knows. But either way, crowns and gowns, baby.
I'm sorry, Pop, but I'm not interested. Not now, at least. I've got so much to do with life.
A twist and a twist.
So many more 3-day universities to attend. So many tiny foods to meticulously sculpt and then watch get accidentally blown away by a single sneeze. Okie dokie.
The music at the dance is interrupted by a small sparkling and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who arrived late to the dance. Now that I graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still going to be he's doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I'm not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension.
What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time.
Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. It didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sandos finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor. Cute churro, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning, just to name a few. Truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me?
Yes, I would love to.
As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand, Colonel Sanders and with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Kuchiro. How sweet. We'll work together and play together? Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help, besides based on your time at school here. Do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you formed a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing with his other love, the life of the entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at a pastry school. Oh, my dear Kuchiro, I'm sure you will find a place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Well, there's one dating sim down. Now I have to play Lovers of Ether, but that's gonna be another day. But I'm probably gonna play Dead by Daylight because why not? Alright, well, thanks for sticking around and watching me play stupid things. So, it's too good. It's a lot of fun. It was funny. Alright, well, see you later, skaters.